Hello, class. Good morning, everybody. So, let us continue our subject, which up till where we have finished in the last class. That is page number 101 from your history, chapter 1, when, where, and how. Right? We have discussed the first topic, that is history, prehistory, proto history. We also saw the importance of studying the past event. This I have discussed with you several times, even during the introduction of this chapter as well. I hope you have read the text, and if you haven't, if you are just keeping things for the 11th hour, you will face the consequences accordingly. So go through, as we are whatever portion we are completing it daily. Even though we are just taking a paragraph, one or two or three at the most 2 to 3 paragraph, just read daily so that things doesn't pile up for the 11th hour. All right. So today the next topic is chronology of events. What is chronology? I told you in the last class. Remember? If not, let me just tell you. That is arranging of events in sequence, you can say that, or in orders. Okay, arrangement of events, chronology in sequence. Before that, before I go on straight away to a new topic, let us have a quick recapitulation of the previous discussion that we had. So we have seen what is history, the difference between history, prehistory, proto-history, and also this, what do you call, what were the various inventions, okay, before the invention of paper, where or you can see these recorded events were found. We saw it was recorded in various things such as like palm leaves, rocks, pillars, clay tablets, copper plates, bark of beech tree. These were the things which were used for writing before the invention of tree, and also some of the important invention of past. Some of the, there were many, but we just discussed 2 3 of them. That is, one was the invention of cotton wheel, and the other one was discovery of fire, right? Next, we also saw the artifacts. What do you mean by artifacts? Okay, and the various reasons of studying history, or about the importance about knowing the past even. So now, let me go to the new topic, that is chronology of events. Page number 102. Look into your textbook. I hope you're already with the textbook. So let me start reading, okay? And as I tell you to mark, underline in between when as I'll be reading, please use pencil. Don't use pen or any such sort of thing. You can use highlighter or pencil. Okay. It is not possible to understand history unless the events of the past are in a chronological order. The past events are arranged in order of time, that is, events that happened first are followed by events that happened, and that is what is called chronology. Underline that. I repeat, events which have. Where's my water bottle? I don't know. Alright, events that happened first are followed by events that happened. Okay, that means before that, prior to that event. Now, the practice of recording historical events in a particular sequence gives us an idea as to how human beings progressed from the earliest to the latest stages of civilization. All right. Now, let me give you an example to which you can relate to. All right. Yeah. Your examinations throughout the year that is being conducted, starting from your periodic assessment 1, midterm examination, periodic assessment 2, annual examination, which is also called terminal examination, right? Now, many a times, it may happen. Now, for example, say I'm a student. Tomorrow I have got an examination, and for some unforeseen situations, maybe due to my ill health, today, say tonight, I have got a fever of somewhere more than 100 degree. Okay, I'm not a bad student, and I was not, right? You all know me. Anyways, coming back. So say for example, I have got an examination tomorrow, and tonight I'm having a high fever, because of which I couldn't study, and as a result, the examination which I'm going to appear tomorrow, it's an annual examination, final examination, I was not able to perform it well. Okay, the marks were not so good. It was some sort of average mark. In that case, what will happen? My past records, because as I told you, past records is what defines your present, and present is what defines your future. Okay, the examination which I appeared, or which I'm going to appear tomorrow, I couldn't perform it well because of my ill health. But that doesn't mean that I'm a bad student, the so-called bad student. There's nothing called bad and good. Okay, it's just like, I don't know from where this terminology came. For me, I believe that all students are good. Coming back, so I didn't get a good mark tomorrow. That doesn't mean that I am a poor student. All right. Now, in that case, what will happen? My teachers, they have been observing me throughout the year. Even for a moment, they would be shocked, like, what happened? Like, how come I got such a less mark? So that is where my earlier examinations, that is periodic assessment, midterm examination, periodic assessment 1, periodic assessment 2, all these things will be taken into consideration. And that is where, even though I scored less mark in my final examination, but my past record will help me, and getting this promotion. For the teachers, it will become easier to decide about my promotion, or whether they need to promote me, or they need to withhold me, they need to detain me. That is how it is, not just based on one examination. So that is, you can say, this is one of the best example for you guys, as you guys are still a student, that how past record helps or gives a clear picture, okay, about the progress, about the development, or about this, what do you call, today's stage that we are living in. Next paragraph, 102, right hand side on top. However, a chronology without a certain point of reference is not possible. Now, what do you mean by this point of reference? Chronology you understood, right? That is sequence of events, sequence in order, arranging in order. But chronology without a certain point of reference is not possible. Let's see what is point of reference. Historians have unanimously recognized the year of Jesus Christ's birth as the reference point from which dates for all historical events are counted. I hope you got to know what is point of reference. Okay, let me give another example. Alright, now as I told you that my same example, let me continue with the same example. I'm going to appear in examination tomorrow. Today I have an ill health, I have a fever, because of which I couldn't perform it well. Now, for this, what will happen? My promotion decision will be based on the examination of the very first examination, which started from this academic session. So that is called point of reference. Are you getting it? They are not going to see, they means the teachers or the the people, those who are going to decide my promotion. They're not going to see my performance right from LKG or from kindergarten, from nursery. Why? Because that's a different stage, and right now the standard, the class in which I am, this is a different stage. So point of reference means, in simple term, if I explain you, the point from where the records are being taken into consideration. I hope you're getting it. That's called point of reference. Like here, historians, what does they do? They recognize that the year of Jesus Christ's birth as a reference point from which the dates, we say that this and this took place in such and such year, or in this 2000 years ago, 100 years ago. Now, who made these years? And at times maybe you have come across BC. I'll tell you what is BC when we talk about the years in history, or even at times you may come across AD. Okay, after, now for example, 500 AD, okay, or say 500 BC. Now, what is the difference between 500 AD and 500 BC? Let's see. We refer to the events of the past with BCE and also CE, like BC, BCE is the same, which means before common era. Okay, BCE, which means the year before the birth of Jesus Christ. And they are counted backwards. For example, 50 BC or say 500 BC, whatever. 50 BC means we will count before 49 BC. Do not get confused. 50 BC means we will start counting, and 50 BC comes before 40, before, not after, because BC, before Christ. Okay, it comes before 49. And similarly, as I told you, there is something called CE or AD. Now let me give you an example of CE. CE means years after the birth of the Jesus Christ, okay, which is called Common Era. Okay, the CE stands for Common Era. We use CE to define Common Era, and here what happens, the years are counted forward, not backward. Okay, example, here what happens, it is 49 which comes before 50, as usual, as we count 49, 50, 51, 52. So 49 comes before 50, but whereas when we talk about BCE, in that case it is not 49 which comes before 50, it is 50 which comes before 49. Okay, that's the difference. In fact, CE is also sometimes used for indicating the dates of those historical events that took place after the birth of Jesus Christ. And as I told you, AD, CE also means AD. It also stands for AD. Now, the abbreviation of AD is, it's given in your textbook, Anno Domini. Okay? Anno Domini, meaning in the year of the Lord. So, for example, 2013 can be written both as CE 2013 or AD 2013. Both are same. Do not get confused. CE and AD. So similarly, we can also use BCE in the place of BC. As I told you, generally you will find in the books, BC and AD very frequently. At times you may also find BCE or you may find CE. So do not get confused. BCE and BC is one. CE and AD is one. All right. Like many of you have got two names, one in the school, one at home. So no matter whatever names are being called to you, you remain this very same person. Your face doesn't change. Correct? Same goes with it. I repeat, BCE and what do you call BC? Same. CE and AD, same. I hope you got chronology of events, point of reference. All right. Shall we start the next topic today? What do you say? Let's hold on. Let me see. What is the next topic? The importance of timeline. It is even. All right. Next topic will continue in the next class. Okay. See, I'm just giving you one topic for a day. And then also, if you are not studying, keeping up things for the last moment, it is you who is going to suffer. So I'll end up with this today, chronology of events. Please go through the text. I'm telling you again and after, go through the text. Your textbook is all. You don't have to go for any other book. You don't have to go for any kind of, ready-made notes or market notes, nothing as such. Read the textbook. That's enough for you. And stay at home. All right. We'll see you in the next class. I shall wind up here. God bless you all.